Go get your vaccine. I have some other things to say, but I wanted to keep it simple and straightforward right at the beginning for those of you who are going to click away. Go get your vaccine. I was very fortunate. I managed through my job, my regular everyday job, to get a dose a little over a month ago. And I just had my second dose this past Friday, which means that in about a week and a half, I'll be as safe as is possible from COVID-19 going forward. I'll be able, if I so choose, to go out and do a lot of the things that I haven't been able to do for over a year. And that is a situation that's a seed that could sprout into the return of so much that that Manly Battleships, and that you have been missing for so long now. And with the exception of people who have chosen to compromise both their safety and those around them, and people back at home when they return home, that's been our reality for over a year now. It's been over a year since I've been to a physical convention, and the same is true for most of you. I thought that that was as far as I would ever have to go to incentivize myself to make this happen. I was going to do whatever it took. I would stay home. I would observe quarantine as best as I could. It's not always a 100% thing for me, but I've done the best I can, and that's all we can expect of anyone. Follow mask protocols. Stay home when you have to. Don't travel. Things like that. Stuff like that's important. And I thought, in the back of my mind, that coming back to the things that... Let me make this clear. It's since 2006 or so, there's never been a year where I wasn't going to at least 2 or 3 cons. And when this project started, when Manly Battleships became a thing, it exponentially grew. We're going to as many as, 12. I think the record is like 14 events in a year. This is part of who I am at this point. And I thought that's all I would ever need to incentivize myself to do this, to do my part to get this back. And then something else happened. There's a game store near where I live called Main Street Video. And it was run by a wonderful guy named Hank. And I found out 2 weeks after the fact, roughly, that Hank had passed away from COVID. He had kept his store closed for a lot of the time, from when Pennsylvania started mandating it through just a few months ago. And he had only recently reopened on a limited basis. I saw him once, just a handful of weeks before he apparently passed away. I did not know that was the last time I was going to see him. This is a guy that not only catered to my needs and the needs of hundreds of people, got you the media you wanted, the games you wanted. This is a guy that I thought of as a friend. And it's the closest that a COVID death has hit me. And the truly tragic part of it was that the vaccine was rolling out. I had gotten my first dose of vaccine just a few days before he passed. And I want you to understand that there are people still out there who are getting COVID and who are dying with the light at the end of the tunnel fully visible. We can see what the end of the COVID era looks like if we just keep trying. And I don't know where he picked it up. I don't know if it was because someone ignored the rules, purposefully or otherwise, came into the store and gave it to him. I don't know the exact circumstances of his infection. What I know is it's just one more thing that wasn't supposed to happen that way. So much excess death is attributable to COVID. And I'm hoping that everyone who watches this video is the type of person who wants to do everything they can to make one less death, as few deaths as we can. If we can't have zero, just as few as we can, guys. So if you have the opportunity, if you are able to, if there's no complication or health reason why you cannot take this, and you are given the opportunity to take it, take it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. Of course it sucks. The second dose, I spent a couple days kind of in bed. It was like a decently bad flu. It was not a fun time. I didn't enjoy my weekend being taken up by that. But it's necessary. And I hope that if you didn't realize that on your own, that this helps you understand why you still need to take your vaccine. And if you do get the vaccine, you still got to follow the rules as best you can. It takes a little bit of time after that second dose to protect you. And even then, there's still a few too many unknowns, and there's still a lot of work to be done. Please get the vaccine.